and we're gonna have to wait.
Well, if the court could give us a new date, so I can get discovery on the plea offer.
Okay.
Because the assistant city attorney doesn't have his file today.
Mr. Cripps, you don't know what I have. So let's not make an assertion as to whether or not I have a file or not.
Okay,
all I know right now is that your client did not appear when he was supposed to appear, which was yesterday.
He did appear. No, he did appear. Wait a minute. He did appear, and Mr. Cripps was not here on Friday.
All right.
Excuse me, Mr. Bowman, I didn't mean to speak on it. I thought you told me you didn't realize it was on the docket today. I apologize for that.
Well, because it's not supposed to be on the docket today.
Well, the judge adjourned it to today.
It was on the docket yesterday or on Friday.
It is on the docket today. It's in the middle of 835 on the second page.
Oh, 835. I'm sorry. Thank you. And we're talking about Mr. Gilbert.
Timothy Gilbert.
Okay, hold on.
Here, let me go put you guys back in the breakout room.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
what room, Your Honor?
(24C0577) is now called the State of Texas versus Tara Hoffpower. Is that you?
So,
Present with Mr. Dusler, your attorney and the state's attorney. What are we going to do today? This was looks like an announcement day. The defendant is charged with second-degree felony of assault on a peace officer, which carries with it, as you probably know, up to 20 years in prison. And let me look at something real quick. All right, go ahead.
She feels that she's not guilty of this charge, is asking to be sent on trial by the attorney.
Is that right?
yes, sir.
Have you read the probable cause affidavit? The police officers say you kicked them in the face.
I definitely did. But no, I haven't
They're
been able
both
to
lying,
read
are
it.
they? Are they both lying in this sworn affidavit?
I haven't read that. Sir.
Well, that's what it says in the sworn affidavit.
Um,
That's what it says. So would they be lying if that's what they put?
Well, there's more of a misunderstanding. My body was in fight or flight, sir. They were
What did you just say?
fight or flight. I was trying to leave the
Fight or flight?
Sir,
What do you mean by that?
Two people in plain clothes walked into the forest because I was homeless at the time.
Into the where?
It was like a forest area, like there was trees.
Oh, in the woods?
Yes, sir. And they said they were there to talk to me, so I asked them what they were there to talk to me about. They weren't being very clear, so I asked them what my name was, make sure they were talking to the right person. And again, they didn't say my name, so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave. So I walked right past them. I was not running.
Okay,
I was just
that's okay.
honestly a little worried, to be honest. So I walked to the clearing
Right.
and I wanted to get to the road.
Okay. Well,
And they grabbed me from the back, sir. Honestly, I don't even remember much of what happened, but I wasn't trying to hurt anybody.
it says they were wearing their Beaumont Police Department badge. That's what it says here. Anyway, this will be set for trial, and we'll get this as soon as we can. It'll probably go quickly. We're going to move this quickly because there's not a lot of issues here. I think it's your word or their word, looks like, unless there's some other witnesses you have.
There are other people that were there.
What were their names? Do you know?
I'll get that all in file. I'm not going to be thrown under the bus, Your Honor.
Did you tell Mr. Dusler about it all?
I have the opportunity to really have a good meeting. Everything seems very rushed. I haven't even been able to read what was being said against me.
Well, why is that?
Sir, I'm not a violent person.
Well, I'm asking him, why is that?
We had a long visit to the jail last week, and she wanted to think about things over the weekend and busy events.
But did you show her the discovery?
He didn't even ask me what happened.
We've discussed it.
I feel like I'm being demonized, and I'm not an aggravated person. I would be more than happy to apologize for.
Well, somebody's not
Anything.
telling me the truth here, just between the meeting between y'all two. Which I don't like.
I don't feel like a 5-minute meeting is a very long meeting, and I don't feel like a lawyer who does not ask who didn't ask what happened seemed like they cared very much at all. I'm shaking now because I'm being accused of kicking people in the face, which again, I'm not an aggressive person. I try to stop fights from happening.
Yeah.
I was grabbed from the back, and I understand the police force. I understand that they have to keep.
May I ask you, it says you're a transient. Where are you originally from?
What do you mean, like I'm from?
It says this, you're homeless. That's what it says on the indictment.
I was homeless. I was going through some hard times.
Where are you from? What,
I'm from Texas. My parents lived all over
where'd you grow up? Oh, they moved around?
around the Golden Triangle, like Orange, Beaumont
okay,
area.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Are they
But
still around?
my mom lives in Idaho, and my father's been in prison for 19 years. But well, I got in trouble about 8 years ago, and I changed my entire life
For the
that.
better, I hope.
For the better. This was God trying to wake me up, but I did not intend on kicking anybody, or I was grabbed from the back, sir. I like honestly, like my whole plan when I left, was to, like, I've been sitting
Were
there for
there
about a
other
month.
people in the woods too?
There was other people there, yes, sir, but I don't want to go back to the woods. I want to go to Franklin House.
Why is that?
Because
Why?
I don't want to be stagnant anymore.
What do you think Franklin House can do for you?
Well, I've been clean now for a month and a half. And before that, I was clean for 8 years. I did not mean to.
So you were using drugs until a month and a half ago?
Yes, sir. I had been using drugs, and I had also been talking to people about wanting to clean up my life. And me getting
drugs
pulled
is it?
in.
What kind of drugs were you using? And do they get them out in the woods?
I mean, drugs are everywhere, so they're not. It's not hard to get
Play like
drugs.
I'm,
It's about
play
not
like I
wanting
don't
to
know
use
what I'm
them.
talking about. Where does a homeless person get drugs for free?
Sir, I'm a woman. Women can get drugs from anybody for free.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to live that kind of life. I want to go back to college and
What
get my
kind of
BA.
drugs? What kind of drugs?
I was smoking meth, sir.
Methamphetamine.
And that was what I was doing.
Until
I'm sorry.
what? Just a month ago?
About a month and a half, but
Was that when you were arrested?
I wasn't high when I was arrested.
No, when you were arrested a month ago?
For this, the event happened about 6 months ago. And I was brought in on accusation, and I was told that it was dropped due to lack of evidence. And so then I was, I was prepared to come back if need be to deal with it. But about a month and a half ago, they told me I had a warrant.
You know, this says this happened in February 12th of this year,
Oh, this year, sir.
which would have been the time you're saying you were using methamphetamine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't think that might have been an impact on what your actions were?
No, sir. I was like, I don't go out and get.
You use meth and you're clear-headed?
No, I'm not saying that.
No.
No, I'm saying that I was out and I had just gotten back to where I had been staying, and I don't go out high.
We're gonna get this to trial, and it sounds like we can fast track this one.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Dusler here is actually a very fine lawyer, no matter what you're saying and no matter what the experience you make.
A different.
You know
sir.
what? You're gonna interrupt me just all day long, and we'll
Yes.
be here. Will you let me speak now? Because she can't take both people talking.
Yes, sir.
It's rude when you speak over him. Okay, Mr. Dusler, a very good lawyer, and it's your call. If you want him to continue to be your lawyer, we'll set this for trial and he'll be your lawyer. Is that what you wish?
I do, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, then it shall be done.
Judge, I think also for the record, I'd like court to know that I have advised her that there is an offer for deferred adjudication of probation on the table. And if she goes to trial and is found guilty, the jury has no way to give her deferred adjudication.
You can get probation,
But it would be a final conviction, in which she wants to avoid.
It would be a conviction. If you get probation, it's a type of probation what we call regular. Deferred or unadjudicated probation is a form of a suspension of the charges where you're not convicted. So, but you have a prior conviction, is that what you're saying? For something?
9 years ago, yes, sir.
Was it a felony offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, then you're not going to be eligible for probation if you have a felony offense.
And certainly not for deferred adjudication, which we have an offer on the table for deferred.
Well, you're going to continue to represent her, and y'all can talk about this more if she decides to change her mind. Otherwise, we'll set up a trial. Okay. You understand what's happened? Okay.
Oh, yes, yes, sir.
All right. Then that's what shall be done. Thank you. Jeremy Pittman is next. Tom Kelly.
Oh, hell, I get the hell out of here today. What time do I get out? Well, as soon as we're done recording.